I'm unstoppable and I fully accept these powers.
You know, I have a shameful admission to make. The trolls, they got me. They tricked me. They convinced me to see that movie Shazam. When the trailers for that movie came out, I thought, that movie looks really stupid. I really have no interest in seeing it. So I didn't. And this all goes back to Captain Marvel. Do you remember how when Captain Marvel was in theaters, the people who didn't like Captain Marvel, they were trying to get people to go see Alita Battle Angel instead? Now, I did finally see Alita Battle Angel, and it's awesome. It's a freaking awesome movie. I love it. You should see it. And clearly, Captain Marvel won the war at the box office. But once both those movies were out of theaters, the trolls kind of tried a new trick. They tried to convince people that Shazam was actually way superior to Captain Marvel. People would send me these things that kind of sounded like this. Yes, it is an ongoing sad fact of our culture that artistic success is not often matched with monetary success. It is a great injustice that the shallow and pedestrian Captain Marvel made over $1 billion, while the far superior film Shazam, the original Captain Marvel we must remember, made far less. I suppose there's no accounting for taste, because when it comes to virtually every metric by which a film may be judged, plot, dialogue, story, characterization, acting, screenwriting, special effects, editing, pacing, and mise-en-scene, Shazam was far superior in every regard to Captain Marvel. Anyone with any sort of intelligence can see this. I'm curious, though, why you went to see Captain Marvel in the theaters, but you did not see Shazam? It is probable that you were fooled by Marvel's cheap and obvious feminist propaganda regarding the film. How sad to be you. I suppose on some subconscious level you enjoy being a subservient puppet to Disney's corporatist agenda. Me, I could never be such. How very sad for you, and what a tragic loss for cinema in general. Disgusting. And I heard that shit enough times, I thought, well, you know, maybe they have a point. Maybe they're onto something. Sure, Shazam looks very corny outwardly, but maybe that's just a facade and there's some real depth there. So I saw Shazam and I didn't like it. I didn't really like it at all. And the first thing that someone said to me was, it's the kid actors, right? The kids were annoying? Actually, no. The two main characters, Billy and Freddy, the actors who played them were actually really good. When it comes to kid actors, like, this is as good as it gets. These two guys were not the problem. The problem was this guy and this guy. When these two took over the movie, that's when it began to suck. And you know, I really hate shitting on this movie because there was a couple aspects that I really liked. Like I said, this guy, he's really good. This kid deserves like way more work. And I really loved his whole, the big multicultural, multiracial, differently abled, loving foster family. They were great. Just the moral triumph of liberalism. Just fuck yeah. They were great. Loved them. But like I said, it's this guy. He's the problem. Once the kid turns into Shazam, he sucks. I can't stand how this character looks, and I can't stand how he acts. And I had been assuming that the way he looks, the way he does, is that this is like an accurate reflection of what the kid would look like when he grew up, you know, genetically. And his ludicrous, stupid costume was, you know, a child's idea of what a superhero would look like. So I was really surprised to find out that, like, they make it clear this is what the previous champion looked like. The previous Shazam who inherited the power looked exactly like this. He literally says he does not get to choose how he looks. He just gets stuck looking like this. That is fucking stupid. And why is his cape so fucking short? I know this shouldn't matter, but it bugs me. His cape is short. Why? I mean, it's white, so it doesn't drag the ground and get dirty. Like, this should not be a consideration. And then there's the villain, played by Mark Strong. This is the problem with the movie. The whole last half, the whole plot is just, this villain is a bad guy, he has magical power, he wants to steal the hero's power, so they have to fight. And that is fucking it. And this character, his name is Thaddeus Sivana. He's one of the most boring, bland, forgettable villains I've ever seen in a superhero movie. And yeah, here's the point where someone pipes up and says that Mark Strong is like a tremendously gifted and underrated actor, and that I don't appreciate the depths of his performance. But no, I mean, this guy, he's playing the exact same generic villain that he played in that first Sherlock Holmes movie, and the same generic villain that he played in Kick-Ass. Like, remember how this guy was the villain in Kick-Ass? He was McLovin's father, just the generic gangster. He's the exact same character here. He never smiles. He just walks around with that mean look on his face, and he's like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you because I don't like you. That's it. That's all he does. That's all there is to him. It's just unfathomable how boring he is. And he just seems so wrong for the character because you see that as a kid, he was like the little bullied underdog little brother who could have been sympathetic, but all the bullying that he gets from his father and older brother, it turns him into an even bigger bully. His soul goes dark and he's a piece of shit. But you don't see any of that in the adult version. He's just an asshole. Just Mark Strong playing another asshole. And it sucks. You know, I really wish I had something more clever to say here, but I don't. Captain Marvel, awesome. Alita, awesome. Shazam, not awesome. I mean, come on, DC, I'm a longtime defender of you. Man of Steel, Batman, and Superman, great movies, love them. Suicide Squad, I like it, underrated. Wonder Woman, hell yeah. I can even appreciate the Justice League for the bizarre, dazzling failure that it was. But this movie, Shazam, this character, now I'm glad that there's never going to be a Justice League 2, because if you put this guy fighting next to Aquaman and Wonder Woman, that would just demean them. That would just be pathetic. I don't want to see it happen. I hope this whole Shazam character is just forgotten and goes away. And if you love the movie, I'm sorry. It's not good. But hey, hopefully things will be looking up for DC very soon. Next year, we got Wonder Woman 84 coming, which you already know is going to be tremendous. And then coming up very soon this fall, there's that gritty Scorsese-inspired Joker movie. A lot of people are shitting on that movie, but I think it looks like it could be really interesting. Some people out there have read the script, and they've been dropping little hints on Twitter. Like, some people say it's Oscar-worthy. That might just be some fake buzz. And others are saying, like, ooh, you people have no idea what you're in for. They're implying that it's going to be extremely controversial or shocking, which, if it is, good. Now, the people who were shitting on this movie, they were doing so because it's kind of this liberal thing. They're like, we don't need another movie that explores the pain of another misunderstood white guy. We don't need that. But I don't think we should be too quick to judge. See, I have a very specific wish for this movie. You see, at the end of The Dark Knight, even though the Joker lost and was defeated, and his thesis about humanity was proven wrong, you still walked out of The Dark Knight thinking that the Joker was really, really cool. People loved the Joker and got, like, frickin' tattoos of him on their bodies. And they could very well do that again, just completely carbon copy that vibe. Like, sure, the police catch him at the end, they lock him in an insane asylum, but he did what he set out to do. He followed his own rules and gave a big middle finger to society, and we want to be like him and say, hell yeah. What I would love to see is for this movie to take it one step further. Like, you meet this character, Joaquin Phoenix, he's becoming the Joker, and at first you sympathize with him, you like him, he's the underdog. But then he gets done taking shit, and he decides to become the Joker and reinvent himself to strike back against a decaying and corrupt society. So he goes through this change, he becomes the Joker, and you think he's really cool, he's like the Heath Ledger Joker, you know? He's making a point. He's bringing chaos to the system, he's awesome. But then, at the end, they should have him do something, I'm not sure what, something so cowardly, something petty, something disgusting, so that by the very end of the movie, you don't think he's cool, you hate him. You walk out of the theater thinking, man, fuck that guy. I can't believe I liked him. He wasn't a cool anti-hero at all. He was just an angry piece of shit. He thought he was the hero, but he wasn't. He's basically one of those 4chan edgelord incels. One of those creeps who thinks that because their life sucks, that they have the right to inflict pain on everyone else. And they get off on the idea that they're big and scary and evil, but in the end, they're just pathetic. That's what I hope they do with this Joker movie. Because remember, this is supposed to be a Scorsese homage. I don't know if you've ever seen Taxi Driver or The King of Comedy, but the main characters in those movies, you're not really supposed to think they're cool. At the end of the movie, you're not supposed to think that Travis Bickle was an awesome guy. You're not supposed to think that Rupert Pupkin had it all figured out. They do crazy things, they rise up from the gutter, they make a statement, but in the end, you're just supposed to pity them. They're not heroes. That's what I hope to see in this Joker movie, and I guess we'll find out here in just a couple months. And then, next year, when the Oscars roll around, some people have already put forth this scenario, and I think it would be pretty funny. We could be looking at a situation where 3 of the front-runners for the Academy Award for Best Picture are Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Cats. And then Cats wins, because typically Oscar always picks the worst movie to win, don't they? Cats will win over Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Joker, and the internet will burn itself down in rage. I think that would be pretty funny. I'm sorry, Tarantino, you totally deserve many Oscars at this point, but Cats is gonna win. I'm sorry, Quentin, it's decided. It's done. It's cats. It's going to be cats. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Also, Shazam sucks. I don't like it. Screw Shazam. Shazam sucks!
Nope, nope, nope. Stop talking. Go to jail.
Oh!
Yeah. Nope, nope, nope. Stop talking. Go to jail.
Oh!
Yeah. Nope, nope, nope. Stop talking. Go to jail.
Oh!
Yeah. Nope, nope, nope. Stop talking. Go to jail.
Oh!
Yeah. Nope, nope, nope. Stop talking. Go to jail.
Oh!
Yeah. Nope, nope, nope. Stop talking. Go to jail.
Oh!
Yeah.